H2K Infosys provides world-class online IT training, staffing, and software testing solutions to customers worldwide. H2K Infosys, how we are different from our competitors. 100% job-oriented training, hands-on project work, cloud test lab, resume preparation and review, mock interviews, robust syllabus, one-time fee and lifetime access to classes, access to recorded sessions of live classes. H2K Infosys has won the trust of thousands of students worldwide. For a free demo class, visit us at h2kinfosys.com.
Now here I'm again uncommenting it back, right? Now if there are a couple of error codes which I've handled out of that, I know that this is a error code that is a 500. Okay, so that means I want to handle any errors which is any error code which is of 500. Now if you see this, I have got a tag here that is an error page, okay, and error code. Now there are different error page and error code in location. So let us talk about this right now. Okay, 500. Whenever there is an error code as 500, internal error is 500, who is going to handle your exception? That is your error handler. Let us go back to the error handler.java file. Sorry. Okay, this is my error handler.java file. Now this has again been annotated, and the URL pattern is your URL, that is your error handler. Okay. Now when I enable this, what happens is it basically comes to your to your method out here. Okay. And then it basically pastes the particular message. Okay, instead of giving any kind of junk data, you can basically capture these messages out here. Okay, how do you do that? You know that you are going to get some kind of exception. You can use your throwable here, and you just say request.get attribute of exception. You can even catch it exception. You can just say status code, it will give you the status code. Okay, when you say request.get attribute of this status code, it will give you whether it is a 500 or whether it is your 404 or any kind of exceptions. Okay, it gives you the servlet name out here. Okay, so I have got some logic out here to paste some information to the output. Either it comes to your if block, either it comes to your else if block. Okay, or either it comes to your else block. Okay, so let us go back. Now everything is enabled in my web.xml. This is enabled for me. Okay, now when you talk about throwable, this is in generic. Okay, now you know that the supermost class for each and every exception is nothing but your throwable. So I'm saying that if anything happens, anything apart from your 500 or 404, you go back to this one and go to this. Okay, now here if it is a 404, I can here I've just given here as error handler. You can have your own error handler file also. Okay. Now this is nothing but again your servlet. The way you have filters, this is not a filter. I mean anything, you don't have to extend anything with your like the way we did it for filters. You can extend it only with your HTTP servlet here. Okay. Now go back and refresh this. Jairam Raut. Again I'll give some junk data out here. Okay. I think I did not start a couple of things. I have to start the server. Okay, so once you do any modification with your web.xml file, you have to restart your server. Okay, go back and try to access it again. Right now you are not getting any junk data, any data which I cannot understand. You're getting some meaningful message out here. Now from where I got this message, I basically got this message somewhere from my error handler itself. Okay, I think this is the piece of code which got generated here. Very well, I can capture the exception and I can basically give some meaningful message to the browser so that somebody can basically understand that. Okay, so this is your main objective of using your error handler. Okay, so always make sure you have, if you want to make sure that you know that your 404 could be a very generic message which you always get. You basically very well go with an error page and you have an error handler servlet accordingly. Okay, is that pretty much clear, folks? You guys can just type in yes, no. I'm giving a lot of efforts, guys, and if you guys do not give any effort to at least type in by saying yes or no, it doesn't. Yes, thank you. Okay, I appreciate that. You should appreciate my efforts. I should appreciate at least your yes or no. I still see very less yes. Okay, all right. Okay. All right. So this is one servlet with the help of which I can. Okay, let me first clear this and go back to the browser. What did I do? I just gave this display header, right? So if you see this display header, this is again a servlet. With the help of this, I'm basically printing out all the information which is coming in as a part of your response from your server itself. So what is this? This is a browser, right? In the browser, what did I do? Just copied and pasted this particular URL and did just enter, right? So when you do an enter, this request basically goes to your server, right? From the server, you are going to get a response back. So when it goes to the server, it is actually getting all the header information, what it has been requested. Okay, so let me just clear this and do an enter out here. Okay. Now the information which is been sent from your client to the browser, sorry, client to the server, those things have been captured, right? If you see localhost 8081, so as you know, this is your request from your client to the browser, and this is a response from your server to the, okay, sorry, this is your request from your client to the server, and this is your response from your server to the client. Okay, and if you can see, you can just match up all the informations. What is your host, what is the connection, these things, accept, blah blah. Okay, so all these things you can see. Okay, so this is also will be quite handy if you still want to explore things. All right. Okay, I'll just show you one other thing. Basically, we will start introducing your MVC architecture. Okay, so this is the one which we are going to see down the line. All right. Now, in the next class, we will talk about sessions and we'll talk about communication. So how one servlet will try to interact with another servlet. Okay, till now we haven't done anything. Here only we have done one thing, that is, if you see your when we see our authentication filter. In authentication, we have communicated from a servlet. So as you know, your authentication filter is again a servlet. From your servlet, we have communicated to an HTML. That means we have set response.send redirect to an HTML. Now we will, in the next class, we will see how do you communicate from a servlet to another servlet. Okay. Now quickly, let me just show you this MVC architecture where you guys can do the same example. Okay. So whenever you talk about an MVC architecture, you'll be having a model, view, and a controller. Okay, model is nothing but anyone who is going to talk to the database. View is nothing but your HTML files, and controller is nothing but your servlet. Okay, now if I take a typical situation out here, okay, now I have my browser wherein I have got, what do I got? Okay, I've got a form in which some student informations are there to save it. Okay, save it to the database. So how do I get this form? The very first time wherein I come to this, and let's say I say, let me just take this page itself. This is your hello form. So let's say, okay, we got some issues out here. Let me just figure that out here. Hello form. Hello.html. Okay, this is hello.html, right? Hello.html. Okay, so let's think that this is your first name, last name, and age. Okay, so these informations I want to store it in a database. So what will be your approach is, uh, we will not take, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Madhu, right now. We're talking about your MVC architecture here. Something is too much stuff, so we take time to say yes. All right, yeah, thanks, Lydia, at least for giving some comments. So Lydia says sometimes it's too much stuff for us to take it in.